The morning grind is not just about waking up early. It is about how you choose to start your day and the energy you decide to carry into every hour that follows. When that alarm goes off, you are not simply choosing to get out of bed. You are choosing to show up for your life. Too many people think mornings are just a blur of routine, something to get through on autopilot. But the truth is, the way you approach your mornings is the way you set the tone for your success, your relationships, and your mindset. If you treat the start of the day as an afterthought, the rest of your day will follow that pattern. But if you decide to treat the morning grind as a ritual, a personal training ground for your mind and your spirit, you start creating unstoppable momentum. The grind is not glamorous. The grind is not glamorous. It is not about feeling motivated every second or loving every step of it. It is about discipline when motivation is not there. It is about showing yourself that even when you are tired, even when it feels easier to hit snooze, you can still rise. You can still rise. That act alone, that tiny choice to get up and do something intentional, builds confidence. Confidence does not come from reading affirmations or waiting for inspiration. It comes from proving to yourself over and over that you can do what you said you would do. Every time you keep that promise to yourself in the morning, you strengthen a part of you that refuses to quit later in the day. What makes the morning grind powerful is that it is yours. Nobody is watching you at 6 a.m. Nobody is clapping for you when you go for that run, write those pages, or study in silence while the world is asleep. It is just you and your choices, and that is what makes it so special. Success is built in the shadows long before it is seen in the spotlight. The grind you commit to when no one is watching becomes the confidence you carry when everyone is. The habits you create before the day officially begins are the foundation for how you handle the chaos, challenges, and opportunities that come after. And here is something to remember. Your morning grind does not need to look like anybody else's. It is not about copying some perfect routine you saw online. It is about asking yourself, what actions will make me proud today? What choices will make me feel prepared, energized, and alive? For some, that might be exercise. For others, it might be journaling, reading, or working on a side project. The activity itself matters less than the commitment to doing it consistently. Because when you show up for yourself in the morning, you are training your brain to show up for yourself in every other area of your life. So tomorrow, when that alarm rings, see it as an invitation to step into your day with purpose instead of passivity. An invitation to prove to yourself once again that you are capable of doing hard things. An invitation to remind yourself that your goals are bigger than your comfort. The morning grind is not just about getting up. It is about leveling up. The way you start your morning sets the tone for the entire day, and this is a truth that many people overlook. Too often, we wake up and stumble through our routines on autopilot, thinking that mornings are just a necessary transition from sleep to the demands of the day. But the reality is, how you approach the first few hours after you wake up has a ripple effect that influences every decision, every action, and every outcome that follows. When you wake up with intention, clarity, and purpose, you are planting seeds for a day filled with focus, energy, and productivity. Conversely, when you begin your day distracted, sluggish, or reactive, you are setting yourself up for stress, inefficiency, and frustration. The morning is not just a block of time, it is the foundation of your entire life. Consider this, your body and mind are in a state of reset when you wake up. Sleep has restored your energy, your mind has processed information from the previous day, and your emotions have had a chance to recalibrate. The choices you make in those first hours, even before the world demands your attention, determine how you will carry yourself through challenges, interactions, and opportunities. This is why the most successful people in the world, from athletes to entrepreneurs, place immense value on their morning routines. They understand that the start of the day is a microcosm of discipline, preparation, and mindset. It is not about checking boxes or following trends. It is about setting the tone for excellence. Starting your morning with intention means deciding in advance what kind of day you want to have. It is about taking control of your energy and attention before external pressures and distractions pull you in different directions. This could be as simple as dedicating 30 minutes to movement, journaling, meditation, or planning your day. These small acts are deceptively powerful because they create momentum. When you begin your day with a clear action, you signal to your brain that you are capable, proactive, and focused. Momentum is contagious. The energy you cultivate in the morning often carries through into work, relationships, and personal projects. On the other hand, when you scroll through social media or hit the snooze button repeatedly, you are starting your day in a reactive mode, allowing external stimuli to dictate your focus, mood, and productivity. The morning is also the ideal time to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and purpose. While the world sleeps, you have the opportunity to reflect, to center yourself, and to connect with what truly matters to you. This mental alignment in the morning allows you to approach challenges with calmness, clarity, and resilience. When you start your day grounded, you are less likely to be thrown off balance by stress, setbacks, or distractions. Your ability to stay composed and focused under pressure is strengthened simply by how you begin your morning. Another crucial aspect of starting your morning well is consistency. The real power of a strong morning routine is not in the novelty of an individual day, but in the compounding effect over weeks, months, and years. Every time you choose to wake up with purpose, to invest in yourself, and to commit to your goals, you are reinforcing habits that define your identity. You are telling yourself, I am someone who takes control of their life, even when it is inconvenient or uncomfortable. Over time, this consistency transforms your mornings into a source of unstoppable momentum. The habits you cultivate at the start of the day eventually shape the quality of your work, the depth of your relationships, and the trajectory of your life. It is important to remember that the morning is a reflection of discipline, not motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Discipline, however, is a skill that you build through repetition. When you commit to starting your mornings intentionally, even when you don't feel like it, you are strengthening a muscle that will serve you in every area of life. You learn to choose action over excuses, preparation over procrastination, and presence over distraction. And that is exactly why the way you start your morning is so powerful. It is the first choice of the day, and the first choice sets the tone for all the choices that follow. Ultimately, starting your morning with purpose is about more than just productivity. It is about claiming ownership of your life. It is about saying to yourself, I am in control of my energy, my focus, and my actions. It is about transforming the first hours of your day into a launch pad for success, happiness, and personal growth. When you understand and embrace this, mornings are no longer a chore. They are an opportunity, a gift, and a statement of your commitment to yourself. The morning grind is not meant to feel easy, but it is meant to empower you. Each act of discipline strengthens your mindset, your body, and your ability to handle challenges throughout the day. The more you practice discipline early, the less you are swayed by fleeting emotions, laziness, or distractions later. Ultimately, discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you moving when the excitement fades. The mornings when you feel tired, overwhelmed, or unmotivated are the mornings that define your character. Those are the mornings where you prove to yourself that you are committed to your life, your growth, and your purpose. Every disciplined morning is a victory, a declaration that you are the one in control, and over time, those victories accumulate into a life built on consistency, achievement, and self-mastery. When you understand that discipline is far more powerful than motivation, mornings stop being a test of how you feel and start becoming a demonstration of who you are more. You begin each day not waiting for inspiration to strike, but actively creating it through your choices, your actions, and your commitment. That is the real power of the morning grind, the power to take control, to rise above excuses, and to move steadily toward the life you desire. The grind is about keeping promises to yourself when no one is watching. This is a truth that many people fail to understand, yet it is at the very heart of every success story. It is easy to appear committed when the world is watching, when praise, recognition, or validation is expected. But real growth, real achievement, and real character are built in private, in the moments when no one is paying attention. The morning grind is the perfect example of this principle. It is the time when your actions are unseen, your efforts are unnoticed, and your results are not yet tangible. And yet it is precisely during these unseen moments that the foundations of success are laid. When you wake up early, Push yourself to exercise, write, study, or work on your goals before anyone else is awake. You are proving something powerful to yourself. You are proving that your commitments matter more than comfort, that your goals are more important than excuses. This is the essence of personal accountability. It is the willingness to honor the promises you make to yourself, even when no external pressure exists. When you consistently do what you said you would do, you develop an unshakable confidence. You know that your progress is not dependent on others' validation, that your discipline is internal, and that your success is built on choices you control. Keeping promises to yourself also strengthens your character. Every time you act in alignment with your intentions, you reinforce your identity. You are telling yourself, I am reliable, I am committed, I follow through. Character is not something you can fabricate or display for attention. It is something you embody quietly, steadily, and consistently. The mornings when no one is watching are where character is tested. Will you rise when it's uncomfortable? Will you dedicate time to growth even if it is inconvenient? Will you put in the work without applause or recognition? Your answers to these questions define who you are, far more than any external reward ever could. Another key element of keeping promises to yourself is trust. The relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship of your life. If you constantly break your commitments, postpone your goals, or give in to laziness, you are eroding that trust. You begin to doubt your own capabilities and question whether you can follow through. On the other hand, when you consistently honor your promises, you build an unshakable trust in your own ability to achieve, endure, and grow. This self-trust is empowering. It allows you to face bigger challenges, take more risks, and step into opportunities with confidence. The morning grind is uniquely suited for cultivating this trust because it is a private, controlled environment. Nobody is there to cheer you on, nobody is there to notice your effort, and nobody is there to judge your failures. You are alone with your intentions, your work ethic, and your choices. This solitude is not a weakness, it is a strength. It is a chance to focus, to be honest with yourself, and to build resilience. When you make a commitment to yourself in the morning, whether it's running a mile, writing a page, or practicing a skill, you are proving that your word is valuable. You are proving that you are someone who takes action, even in the absence of recognition. It is also important to recognize that keeping promises to yourself requires courage. Comfort will always try to pull you back into passivity. Laziness, distraction, and excuses are natural tendencies, and they will always fight against progress. But courage is not the absence of fear or discomfort. It is the willingness to act despite it. Every time you honor your morning commitments, you are practicing courage. You are proving that your growth and success are worth more than temporary ease. And over time, this courage compounds, creating a mindset that is resilient, focused, and unstoppable. Finally, keeping promises to yourself has a profound effect on your results. Success is not built in a single day, a single action, or a single moment of inspiration. It is built one disciplined decision at a time, consistently repeated over weeks, months, and years. Each time you honor your morning commitments, you are stacking small wins on top of each other. These wins create momentum, shape habits, and ultimately define the trajectory of your life. The unseen work of the morning is what produces visible results later. In the end, the morning grind is not about proving anything to anyone else. It is about proving everything to yourself. It is about building trust, character, courage, and momentum in a space where no one else is watching. The more faithfully you keep your promises to yourself, the stronger, more confident, and more capable you become. And that is the true power of the morning grind. It transforms the private choices you make when no one is looking into a life of extraordinary results, resilience, and achievement. Confidence is built by consistent small wins at the start of the day. Many people think confidence is something you either have or you don't. They believe it comes from external recognition, praise, or the occasional success that makes them feel invincible. But true lasting confidence is not born out of grand gestures or lucky breaks. It is forged quietly in the early hours, through consistent, deliberate actions that reinforce your ability to follow through. The morning grind is the perfect arena for these small wins because it allows you to take control of your day before the distractions, challenges, and demands of the world take over. Each action you complete, no matter how small, becomes a building block in the foundation of unshakable confidence. When you wake up and commit to a routine, whether it's exercise, journaling, reading, or working on a personal project, you are sending a powerful signal to your brain. I can rely on myself. I can achieve what I set out to do. These small victories, repeated day after day, compound into a profound sense of self-assurance. Confidence is not about being perfect or flawless. It is about proving to yourself that you are capable of taking consistent action, even when it is inconvenient, uncomfortable, or challenging. Over time, these daily wins transform into a resilient belief in your own abilities that no setback or criticism can easily shake. The beauty of starting your day with intentional action is that it gives you immediate evidence of your capability. There is a unique satisfaction in completing tasks before most of the world is awake. Whether it is finishing a morning workout, writing a page of your goals, or tackling a critical task, these accomplishments become visible proof that you are disciplined, committed, and capable. This evidence builds confidence in a way that theory or self-talk never can. You begin to internalize the belief that you are someone who follows through, someone who can handle responsibility, and someone who can take charge of their own life. Consistency is the key to turning small wins into lasting confidence. One morning of productivity will give you a temporary boost, but it is the repetition over weeks, months, and years that ingrains confidence into your identity. Each disciplined morning is like laying a brick in the structure of your self-belief. The more bricks you lay, the stronger and more resilient the structure becomes. This is why the most successful people often emphasize routines and habits. They understand that confidence is not a result of occasional brilliance, but of persistent, consistent effort. Every time you honor your morning commitments, you are reinforcing the idea that you are someone who can be trusted, someone who is capable of achieving their goals. Another critical aspect of building confidence through the morning grind is the control it gives you over your environment and your mind. Early in the day, before the world intrudes with distractions, obligations, or stress, you have the opportunity to act intentionally. You can choose how to start your day, what mindset to cultivate, and which actions to prioritize. This sense of control, even in small ways, strengthens your confidence. When you start your day by taking action, you are telling yourself that you are not a passive observer of life. You are an active participant, capable of shaping your own outcomes. Small wins also train you to embrace challenges. Say, when you consistently push yourself to accomplish tasks that require effort, discipline, or discomfort, you develop a mindset that welcomes difficulty rather than avoids it. Confidence grows when you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought possible. This is especially important because life rarely presents itself without obstacles. The resilience and assurance built in the morning through small wins become a resource you can draw upon when facing larger, more daunting challenges throughout the day. Finally, confidence built from small wins is enduring because it is grounded in reality. It is not a fragile, ego-based confidence that relies on external validation or comparison to others. It is real because it comes from observable results, from actions completed, and from promises kept to yourself. Each morning that you follow through on your commitments is a reminder that you are capable, that you have agency, and that you are prepared to face the day. This form of confidence becomes a compass. It guides your decisions, shapes your interactions, and propels you forward with a quiet, unshakable certainty. In the end, the morning grind is not just about productivity. It is about cultivating a sense of self-belief that endures long after the early hours have passed. Confidence is not a gift. It is earned step by step, task by task, morning by morning. Every small win adds weight to your identity, reinforcing the knowledge that you are capable of achieving your goals and mastering your life. When you understand this, the morning grind transforms from a routine into a powerful tool for building unshakable confidence, and every sunrise becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are unstoppable. Success is created in the shadows, long before it is seen in the spotlight. This is a truth that many people overlook, especially in a world obsessed with instant recognition, viral moments, and outward appearances of achievement. What we see on the surface, the accolades, the awards, the fame, is the result of countless unseen hours of work, effort, and persistence. The morning grind is the perfect example of this principle. While the world sleeps, the truly successful are already laying the foundation for their achievements, quietly doing the work that will one day be celebrated. The early hours are where dreams are transformed into reality, long before anyone applauds or acknowledges them. The key to understanding this is recognizing that success is not a product of luck, shortcuts, or last-minute inspiration. It is the accumulation of consistent, deliberate effort over time. So, each disciplined morning, each small task completed, each decision to push past comfort and distraction compounds into results that eventually become visible. When you embrace the morning grind, you are embracing the unseen labor that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Many people resist the grind because it feels unrewarding at first. Waking up early, exercising, planning your day, or working on personal goals does not provide instant validation. There is no applause, no likes, no immediate feedback. This is precisely why the morning grind is so powerful. It teaches patience, persistence, and faith in the process. Success built in the shadows is sustainable because it is grounded in real effort and discipline. It does not rely on luck, timing, or the approval of others. By committing to this invisible work, you are investing in results that will eventually speak for themselves, often in ways that exceed your own expectations. Another critical aspect of creating success in the shadows is the freedom it provides to focus and improve without distraction. Early mornings are typically free from interruptions, noise, and competing demands. This is your time to experiment, learn, and push yourself beyond your current limits. The hours before the world fully awakens are ideal for mastering skills, refining habits, and deepening knowledge. Every minute spent in concentrated effort during these quiet hours compounds into an advantage that will be noticeable later. Those who embrace the shadows understand that excellence is rarely achieved in public view. It is crafted in private, over time, with intention and precision. Creating success in the shadows also strengthens character. It builds patience, resilience, and humility. You learn to value progress over recognition, effort over applause, and commitment over convenience. This mindset is crucial because once success becomes visible, the challenges only evolve. They do not disappear. By learning to thrive without external validation, you develop a foundation of internal strength that allows you to navigate future success with clarity, confidence, and stability. The work you do in the shadows becomes a source of unshakable self-reliance. The morning grind teaches another essential principle. Consistency compounds faster than sporadic bursts of effort. A single morning of focused work might feel insignificant, but repeated over weeks, months, and years, it becomes transformative. Success is not the result of occasional brilliance. It is the outcome of persistent, invisible effort. The hours you spend in the shadows may go unnoticed today, but over time they accumulate into a momentum that is undeniable. This is why those who embrace the early grind consistently outperform those who rely on occasional inspiration. They are building invisible momentum that manifests in tangible results. It is also important to note that success in the shadows requires discipline and faith. Though you may not see immediate results, and you may face doubts, setbacks, and frustrations along the way. Yet every morning you show up, every task you complete, every small victory compounds into progress. That cannot be reversed. Faith in the process, combined with consistent effort, is what allows the seeds planted in the quiet hours to grow into remarkable achievements that eventually capture attention and admiration. Ultimately, creating success in the shadows is about taking ownership of your growth, your habits, and your time. It is about understanding that the visible rewards, the recognition, respect, and opportunities are the natural outcome of unseen work. The morning grind is not about vanity or showing off. It is about commitment, discipline, and building a foundation that can support extraordinary results. Those who embrace this principle understand that the spotlight is not earned overnight. It is earned day by day, in private, long before anyone notices. When you internalize this, the morning grind transforms from a routine into a powerful tool for achieving real, lasting success. You begin to understand that every early morning, every unseen effort, and every disciplined choice is a step toward creating the life you envision. The shadows are where true success is forged, and the morning grind is your gateway to mastering them. Your morning grind should be personal, not a copy of someone else's routine. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to optimize their mornings is thinking that success looks the same for everyone. Yeah. They scroll through social media, watch motivational videos, or read about the routines of top performers and attempt to replicate them exactly. The truth is, what works for someone else may not work for you. Your life, your goals, your energy, and your circumstances are unique. The most powerful mornings are those that are tailored to your own needs, your own vision, and your own rhythm. Personalization transforms the morning grind from a chore into a tool for growth, fulfillment, and sustainable success. Many people fail to realize that copying a routine without consideration for their own lifestyle often leads to frustration, inconsistency, and burnout. Waking up at 4 a.m. just because a famous entrepreneur does not guarantee productivity or success. What matters is understanding your own priorities, energy cycles, and goals, and then designing a morning routine that aligns with them. For some, productivity peaks in the earliest hours. For others, it emerges later in the morning. Your morning grind should enhance your natural rhythm, not force you into someone else's mold. Creating a personal morning routine begins with self-awareness. You need to ask yourself, what are the most important tasks that will move me closer to my goals? How much time do I realistically need for rest, reflection, and preparation? What activities energize me, focus me, and set the tone for the day? Answering these questions allows you to design a routine that maximizes your potential and fits your lifestyle. Personalization is not about complexity. It is about alignment. It is about choosing actions that matter to you, that strengthen your mind, body, and spirit, and that provide the foundation for success throughout the day. Another important aspect of a personal morning grind is flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and rigid adherence to someone else's routine can create stress when unexpected events occur. By crafting a routine that suits you, you build resilience and adaptability. You are no longer constrained by what worked for someone else. You have a plan that fits your life, and you can adjust it as needed without feeling like you've failed. This sense of control over your mornings increases your confidence and reduces friction between your intentions and your circumstances. Personalized mornings also foster a deeper connection to your own goals and purpose. When you intentionally choose activities that reflect your priorities, you are reminding yourself why you work, why you grow, and why you push through challenges. The morning becomes a time to reaffirm your vision and commitment, rather than a mechanical checklist of actions borrowed from others. This alignment between action and purpose amplifies motivation, focus, and satisfaction, creating a ripple effect that carries throughout the day. It is important to recognize that personalization does not mean avoiding discipline or structure. In fact, a personal morning grind requires thoughtful planning and intentionality. You must decide what is non-negotiable, what can be adapted, and what supports your growth most effectively. The difference is that you are the architect of your routine, not a copy of someone else's blueprint. This ownership transforms the morning grind from a mere habit into a strategic tool for achievement. Another advantage of a personalized morning routine is that it respects your energy and attention. Certain activities might energize you, while others might drain you. Some people need movement first thing in the morning. Others need quiet reflection or reading. Some thrive on journaling or planning, while others need to dive directly into work. Understanding what works best for your body and mind ensures that the morning grind amplifies your productivity rather than depleting it. Finally, personalizing your morning grind reinforces a crucial mindset. Your journey is your own. Comparing yourself to others, imitating routines, or seeking validation in someone else's habits only distracts from your unique path. By committing to a routine that suits you, you are practicing self-respect, self-trust, and intentional living. You are proving that your life, your goals, and your success are worth designing thoughtfully and honoring consistently. In the end, the most powerful morning grind is one that reflects who you are, what you value, and the life you want to create. It is not about imitation or conformity. It is about alignment, purpose, and intentional action. When your mornings are personalized, every task, every choice, and every moment becomes a step towards your goals. Your morning grind becomes a source of energy, clarity, and momentum, uniquely designed for the life only you can live. Each morning is an invitation to choose progress over comfort, Every sunrise presents a new opportunity, a blank slate, and a moment to decide who you want to be and what you want to accomplish. Yet, too often, people start their mornings by choosing comfort instead of growth. They hit the snooze button, scroll through social media, or linger in bed, delaying action in favor of temporary ease. The morning grind is about making a different choice, the choice to rise, to act, and to invest in yourself before the world demands anything from you. It is in these moments of deliberate action that progress is made and momentum is built. Choosing progress over comfort begins with awareness. You must recognize the subtle, persuasive pull of comfort, the warmth of your bed, the ease of procrastination, the temptation to delay effort until a later. Comfort is seductive because it feels good in the moment, but it carries a hidden cost. Every time you choose ease over action, you are reinforcing habits of passivity, delaying your growth, and postponing the life you desire. Conversely, every time you choose progress, no matter how small, you are signaling to yourself that your goals, your growth, and your potential matter more than temporary pleasure. This simple choice repeated consistently is transformative. The morning grind is uniquely suited for cultivating this mindset because it is a private battleground. Before distractions, obligations, and external pressures arise, you have the opportunity to act intentionally. You can dedicate your energy to tasks that matter most, push past resistance, and set a tone of discipline for the day. Progress in the morning often comes in the form of small wins. Completing a workout, writing a few pages, planning your day, or practicing a skill. While these actions may seem minor, they compound over time, creating a momentum that shapes your mindset, productivity, and confidence for the entire day. Choosing progress over comfort also strengthens your resilience and self-discipline. Every morning you act despite resistance, you are training your mind to persist in the face of discomfort. You learn that growth is not always easy, that achievement requires effort, and that discomfort is often a sign that you are moving in the right direction. This mindset carries into every area of your life. Challenges at work, conflicts in relationships, and obstacles in your personal projects become more manageable because you have proven to yourself that you can act when it is hard, when it is inconvenient, and when comfort beckons. Another powerful effect of choosing progress is the psychological boost it provides. Completing meaningful tasks early in the day creates a sense of accomplishment that reverberates throughout your hours. You begin your day with a mindset of capability, agency, and momentum. Instead of reacting to circumstances or chasing after external motivation, you are proactively shaping your day. This early action creates a confidence and clarity that not only helps you achieve your goals, but also improves your decision-making, focus, and overall sense of purpose. It is important to note that progress does not always require grand gestures or massive effort. Often, it is the small, consistent steps that matter most. Progress is about showing up, following through, and honoring your commitments to yourself. Every morning presents multiple choices between comfort and action, and the sum of these choices determines your trajectory. Choosing progress consistently, even in small ways, compounds into habits, routines, and ultimately, results that transform your life. Moreover, embracing the discomfort of progress cultivates a long-term perspective. Choosing comfort may feel rewarding in the moment, but it delays growth and diminishes your potential over time. Choosing progress, even when it is difficult, is an investment in your future self. Each morning you are shaping not only the day ahead, but also the person you are becoming. The actions you take in these early hours create the foundation for resilience, skill, and achievement that will pay dividends for years to come. Finally, the morning grind is a test of character. Challenges you to prioritize purpose over pleasure, vision over convenience, and action over stagnation. Every sunrise offers the same choice: remain comfortable and stagnant, or rise and pursue progress. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who remain ordinary is often this simple decision made consistently over time. By choosing progress over comfort, you are claiming control of your life, your growth, and your destiny. In the end, each morning is an invitation. An invitation to rise, to act, and to invest in yourself before the world demands your attention. Choosing progress over comfort is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The morning grind is your proving ground, your opportunity to build momentum, discipline, and resilience. Every choice to act, no matter how small, compounds into the life you envision, and every sunrise becomes a chance to move closer to your potential. The morning grind is not just about waking up, it is about leveling up. Too often, people treat the morning as a simple transition from sleep to the demands of the day, something to get through with minimal effort. But the truth is, the morning is a unique window of opportunity, a time when your energy is highest, your mind is clearest, and the world is still quiet. It is a time when you can intentionally shape your mindset, habits, and actions, setting the stage for a day of productivity, focus, and growth. To treat mornings merely as a routine is to miss the chance to transform them into a powerful lever for leveling up every aspect of your life. Leveling up begins with mindset. When you rise with purpose, you are signaling to yourself that you are committed to growth and improvement. The morning is an ideal time to focus on this mindset because it is free from the distraction, stress, and chaos that arrive later in the day. Taking time to reflect, plan, and prioritize sets a tone of intentionality that carries forward. Whether it is through journaling, meditation, exercise, or studying, these early actions reinforce the idea that you are in control of your life, that your choices matter, and that you have the ability to move closer to your goals. Each morning becomes a small victory, a step forward, and a chance to strengthen the mindset necessary for success. The morning grind also provides the perfect environment for building habits that support leveling up. Habits are the building blocks of progress, and the early hours are ideal for cultivating them. The world is quiet, your mind is less cluttered, and there are fewer interruptions. By consistently dedicating time to habits that improve your body, mind, or skills, you are investing in your long-term growth. These habits, repeated daily, compound into significant advantages over time. A single hour of focused effort in the morning might seem small in isolation, but when stacked day after day, month after month, it becomes the foundation for extraordinary achievement. Another critical aspect of leveling up through the morning grind is discipline. Motivation is fleeting and unreliable, but discipline is consistent. Showing up every morning, regardless of how you feel, builds a mental toughness that transcends the early hours. It teaches you that progress is not dependent on comfort or inspiration. It is dependent on your choices and actions. This discipline carries forward into every other part of your life. When you have proven to yourself that you can rise early, push through resistance, and invest in growth, you develop a confidence that enables you to tackle challenges, seize opportunities, and achieve results consistently. The morning grind also allows you to gain an early advantage over your day. While others are still waking up, scrolling through social media, or reacting to external demands, you are proactively shaping your environment, your mindset, and your focus. This early momentum creates a ripple effect that influences your energy, decision-making, and productivity throughout the day. By starting strong, you reduce the likelihood of distractions and procrastination taking over. Each morning becomes a chance to position yourself ahead of the competition, not in a literal race, but in the pursuit of personal growth, excellence, and mastery. Leveling up also requires self-awareness. Your morning routine should be designed to support your goals, energy, and priorities. This is not about copying someone else's habits or blindly following trends. It is about understanding what works for you, what fuels your energy, and what moves you closer to your vision. Whether it is physical exercise, skill development, mindfulness, or planning, the activities you choose should align with your personal growth. By customizing your morning grinds to your unique needs, you maximize the impact of your effort and accelerate your progress. Finally, the morning grind is a practice in long-term thinking. The benefits are not always immediate, but they accumulate over time. Each disciplined morning, each focused hour, and each intentional action is a step toward leveling up your life. The small wins compound, habits solidify, and confidence grows. Over weeks and months, the cumulative effect is profound. The person you become as a result of these consistent choices is stronger, more capable, and more prepared to achieve extraordinary results. In the end, the morning grind is more than a routine. It is a launch pad for personal transformation. Every sunrise is an opportunity to become stronger, smarter, more disciplined, and more aligned with your vision. The choices you make in the quiet hours set the trajectory for your day, your growth, and ultimately, your life. When you embrace the morning grind as a tool for leveling up, every day becomes a chance to move closer to the best version of yourself, one intentional action at a time. As we reflect on the power of the morning grind, the choices you make in these quiet, unseen hours set the tone for your energy, your focus, and your success. Discipline, consistency, and intention compound over time, transforming small wins into unstoppable momentum. When you rise with purpose, keep promises to yourself, embrace growth over comfort, and personalize your grind, you are not just starting a day. You are leveling up your life. Let every morning be your proving ground, your launchpad, and your reminder that progress is built one intentional action at a time. The grind is yours. Claim it, own it, and let it shape the extraordinary life you are capable of creating.